2003 happened. Let's talk a little bit about democracy. You know, if you listen to the people, they were protesting. They did not want to go to war. You saw very, very little activity in the news media about protesting. There was some, but not a lot. And we ended up going, you know, we had 21 days war in Baghdad. That was, we all watched it. CNN was there. Fox News was there. We were glued to our TVs. Still in panic mode. You know, what's going to happen next, okay? War on terror, that was a new, you know, they kept changing their terminology. You couldn't define being at war with a particular country. The whole concept of war changed drastically. And we went in and spent 21 days bombing Baghdad, took over. And then what? You know, there's this whole, this image to me projects it beautifully. So what's plan B? The soldiers standing there in Afghanistan. This was a cover of a Newsweek magazine. And I had to take it out and put it there. We were afraid, we were constantly being afraid. When we went to war with Iraq, we were hit with SARS. You didn't want to travel. You didn't want to be on an airplane. You didn't want to be around anybody who'd been coming in from another country. We were afraid again. You get a flu or the cold and all of a sudden, oh my God, I've got SARS and got to go to the hospital. People are dying. It was interesting because one of our major political players comes from a background of working with the chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry in particular. It's Rumsfeld, and you know, his companies that he's associated actually came up with a cure for SARS, Asian bird flu. And there's a part of me that questions, was this just part of the propaganda? Was this stuff that was presented out there? You know, massive epidemic, you know, let's keep people under control. We'll start an epidemic and, oh, guess what? We've also got the cure for it too. So, or just this stuff came straight out of, you know, Clyde Cussler novels. I don't know, it's scary. Sorry. Here we go back to my hero. I've got to put this in because the people who stepped forward need to be acknowledged. The war over the lakes. This is Wilson again, and he tried to tell the government that Nigeria was not selling uranium to Iraq. It did end up, his wife got exposed for her as being a spy. It ended up that political players, you know, one person went to jail, but, you know, he was a casualty, but, you know, it wasn't right. It wasn't right what happened. People who tried to step forward got reprimanded. Here, security alert, please report any. I mean, there's more detail to that, but we were constantly bombarded with visual imagery. God, getting on a plane. Now, you'll just about have to strip down. Oh, even the one right next to it. September 7, 2003. President Bush asked Congress for $87 billion to continue the fight on terror in Iraq and Afghanistan for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2004. Note, up until September 2007, the United States has dedicated approximately $315 billion to this cause. I like this guy, Colin Powell. He's the one that sold the case to the United Nations. No, the United Nations was not supportive of going to. You're right, could have been, but you know, the United Nations was not supportive of going to war. Blueprint, Rumsfeld ran the war. CIA and their secret army. These are copies of magazines. Times and Newsweek were amazing the way they were projecting imagery that represented fear drama.